Let's just be honest. Sometimes it feels like you can never do anything right. You're lost and confused when it comes to the direction of your life and honestly what you should be doing in your life right now. And on most days, you can't even motivate yourself enough to change, even though you know that's the only thing that you want. You want to change your environment, you want to change your bank account, you want to change your body, but you just don't know how to get there. And that exactly is what this video is for. I am here to teach you how to literally rebrand your identity and change your identity. And hi, my name is ChamiaTiarra. I am the creator of The Simple Complex, where I teach you why your brain is keeping you stuck and how to get unstuck using behavioral psychology. Now, the first one is you have to understand where you're starting from. You cannot change something that you have not defined yet. So many people say, I want to change my identity. I want to change my identity, but you don't actually know what your identity is. You are experiencing something called identity diffusion. And this is when you lack a clear understanding of yourself and or a stable sense of yourself. And symptoms of this may look like you feeling like you're not really passionate about anything. There's not anything that really piques your interest and you truly enjoy, but there are things you're kind of curious about, but nothing you really feel connected to. You often feel like it's hard to make decisions, especially big decisions. And when it comes to your life, you are often confused, not knowing what direction you want to go in, and honestly, not really understanding your life at all. The problem that you need to understand is if you are starting feeling those symptoms, telling yourself, I want to rebrand, I want to change my life, it's not working because that's very similar to someone having on blindfolds, being in a car and someone telling them, turn left. And you're like, all right, I'll turn left. And then they like, no, the other left. And they're like, all right. And they're like, no, the other left. Why can that person not get the right left? It's because they have blindfolds on. They don't understand where they're starting from, so they don't know where left is. You keep trying to change your identity, but you haven't even defined the current identity you are now. You haven't defined and or know the woman that you are now. So you keep saying, I want to change. I want to rebrand. I want to do these things, but it's like, where are we starting from? Okay, we want to rebrand, but how is this going to work out if we don't even know where we're starting from? How do we go left? And so the reason why this happens is, first and foremost, you have a failure to explore. You save the workout videos. You save the restaurants to go to. You save the makeup tutorials. You save these things. You plan these things, but you never actually cook the recipes. You never actually go to the restaurants. You never actually explore to figure out, what do you really like? You enjoy the planning aspect of it because it's nice and it's good and you feel safe, but you never actually explore these things. Everything about your life is a hypothetical. Your whole identity is a hypothetical. Oh, I really like this kind of, way this girl dresses. Oh, I really like this kind of food. How do you know if you've never had it before? Going off of that, due to you not exploring, you have a failure to commit. You cannot commit to a concrete identity. You cannot tell me you have a favorite restaurant. You cannot tell me your favorite food. You cannot tell me what job do you really want to do if you haven't explored. And so you can't commit to something and say, this is who I am. You have a failure to commit to an identity because you have a failure to explore identities. And so I want you to understand, due to these things, this makes you experience identity diffusion. You don't know who you truly are. And this leads you to not actually experience life. You plan out life more than you actually experience it. You look at life on a screen more than you look at life with your physical body. And I want you to understand with this, you have more than one identity, and that is why it's usually hard for you to change your identity. You actually have identities. So many people say, I want to become the Pilates girl. I want to become the content creator. I want to become the boss babe. But you don't understand, you can be all of those things at once. When you say you're changing your identity, right? Because most people say that I'm rebranding. There's different components of you that make up that identity. You have your work identity. You have your social identity. You have your style, the way you dress identity. You keep trying to change your aesthetic. You keep trying to honestly follow aesthetics. And so you see the girl that is this clean girl aesthetic. So what do you tell yourself? I have to eat like a clean girl. I have to drink like a clean girl. I have to dress like a clean girl. I have to have clean girl hobbies. And that is why it never sticks for you, because you don't understand changing your identity is not like having a bucket of marbles and pouring the entire bucket into another bucket. Changing your identity is like having a bucket of marbles and one by one putting the other marbles over. You have different components of you. It's not all supposed to honestly make sense to nobody but yourself. You can have the clean girl aesthetic and go to Pilates in the morning and still listen to Lil Durk. You can have the, yes, I enjoy, being a teacher, right? I have this, my career aesthetic, right? Or sorry, not aesthetic. My career identity is okay, I'm a teacher, all this other stuff. And yes, if I want to, I can go to Sunday Fun Day in Houston and have a ball and be in a club. Those are two different things. One is a career identity. Another one is a social identity. But I want you to understand, you have multiple identities. So when you try to change your quote unquote aesthetic, that is why it never works, because you're trying to literally make everything follow one thing. And a lot of times too, it's because you want it to make sense for other people. It doesn't have to make sense for other people. It has to make sense for you. And so when you're changing your identity, you first and foremost need to figure out, what are my different identities? Like, try to become as singular as possible, going from your personality, going towards your career, and then you figure out, what's the identity that I want to change? But you first have to figure out, where are you starting from and what do you want to change it to? Not what do you want to change your entire aesthetic to be, because that's not how life works. Now, the next one is figuring out what you want to do and your why. A lot of people always focus on the what, right? What do I want to do? I want to start going to Pilates. I want to start waking up earlier. I want to become a content creator. And though those are also components of your identity, right? What you do, it's important for you to figure out, why do you want to do these things? And essentially, what feeling are you chasing? When you say you want to go to Pilates, is it because you want it to give you confidence? Is it because you want it to give you discipline? When you say you want to become a content creator, is it because you want to get validation from others? Is it because you want to express yourself creatively? It's important for you to figure out, why are you chasing these things? Because if you do not figure out your why, it's going to be a lot easier for you to lose the what and feel like you've lost your identity. So an example of this hopefully makes sense. Myself, right? What do? I post content on YouTube. Why do I post content on YouTube? Because I enjoy psychology. I enjoy a bit of neuroscience. I enjoy talking. I enjoy breaking things down. I'm choosing to do my why on YouTube. The what? Now, hypothetically thinking, if YouTube was to be taken away from me, God forbid, I would still be able to do my why. I can just find other ways to do it to get the same feeling. So maybe I'm like, let me go to my local YMCA and let me try to do the same thing. Or maybe I can try to become a teacher or a professor or something like that and do the same thing. The reason why it's so important to know your why is because it allows your identity to become flexible instead of it becoming so fragile. You're often recreating your identity because you lose the what. You lose the gym membership, you lose the healthy eating, you lose this one specific thing, usually this one specific habit that you've created an entire identity around. And since you lost that thing, you feel like you've lost yourself. And that is why it feels like you don't know yourself and you don't have a clear sense of self, because you're trying to find yourself in the performance. You need to figure out, what feeling are you chasing? Why are you doing this thing? And especially when things get hard, you can figure out, first and foremost, why am I truly doing this thing? Like, a lot of people don't realize, you often probably quit on yourself because you wake up in the morning and you tell yourself you're going to the gym and you don't want to. And when you ask yourself, well, why am I even doing this? Well, we do want that summer body. It's December. We still have time. But instead of telling yourself, no, I'm doing this because I want the discipline. I'm doing this because I want whatever feeling that you feel like you've been missing in your life or you want to have in your life, that is how you can use it to create your identity when it comes to the what. But I feel like that's something that we don't talk enough about, is like, not just why you're doing something as far as the achievement you're going to get. Because yes, if you go to the gym, you'll get the body. If you post on content, you might make the money. Yes, there are goals that you can get out of things. And I'm not saying don't realize those goals and or don't acknowledge them, because they can be motivators here and there. But the true motivators, the true things that are going to stick with you and the things that are flexible, even if you might lose the what, is always going to be the why. You can figure out how to get that same feeling doing different things. Maybe posting on one platform doesn't work for you and you want to try a different platform. Maybe going to one workout class didn't work for you and you want to try something else. But if you know your why, it becomes more flexible because you know the feeling that you're chasing. So you know once you finish that class or you finish that post or you do that thing, that satisfied feeling, that good feeling you were looking for, versus saying, oh, this isn't working out for me. I guess I'm not supposed to become this kind of person. Let me find a new aesthetic. And then rebranding, rebranding, and rebranding. So that's something I want you to ask yourself. What feeling are you chasing when you're trying to do your what? And honestly, what other places can you find this feeling for as well? Don't be so specific on one thing. You can try different things and get different experiences. And the next one is you need to break out of this small box that you're in and see the larger potential that you have. I want you to understand, whether you realize the identity that you have or not, it is already shaping your perception of the world, and it is shaping your actions and the things that you do. For example, if you have an insecure identity, right? Then if that's your personality, everything that you do is going to be seen from that light. So for example, if a man comes up to you and you feel like he's attractive and you're inside of a lounge or somewhere, you're going to feel like, why is he coming up to me? Why is he talking to me? Why is he? Because you're insecure. And so even if you do get his number, even if you guys do go on a first date, you're probably going to be annoying on that first date. You're probably going to be so much focusing on yourself. How do I sound? How do I look? Why is he here? To the point where that man is not even going to want to date you again. And you're going to convince yourself, see, it's because I'm ugly. See, it's because, I'm not the pretty girl. See, it's because guys don't like me. No, it's because you're insecure and your actions act like and or display an insecure woman. And that happens with every single identity. Once you put yourself inside of a potential box, that is why oftentimes it feels like you change your identity, but you don't change yourself. You say you want to do different things, but let's just be honest, you often do different things inside of a singular box. When you tell yourself, I want to change my identity, it's usually not doing things that you feel like are impossible. It's usually things that you feel like I can't achieve. But the impossible things that you convince yourself that you can't do are what really are your potential. And they're not impossible things such as walking on water. They're impossible things such as posting on social media without a filter, such as talking to somebody inside of a coffee shop. And so you keep yourself inside of a box, but you just put a different decoration on the box, calling it a different aesthetic, calling it a different rebrand. You're still doing it from the same identity. Yes, you're starting that business, but you're still doing it from that insecure identity. Yes, you're going to the workout class, but you're still doing it from that self-conscious identity. And you're wondering, why is it not working? Why is it not working? Because you have the same identity, meaning you have the same box. And so to help yourself get out of that box, you literally have to do the impossible. And like I said, not things that are physically impossible, like walking on air, things that you feel like are impossible for you. That is how you do that. This is actually something in therapy called exposure therapy. And this is where therapists will expose the person who is in therapy to usually micro amounts or just amounts of things that they feel like they can't do and or they're scared of. And the reason why this helps is because this helps break the box by showing you, hold on, wait, I can do these things. Wait, this is a potential for me to do, because your brain is literally telling you, yes, other girls do that, other women do that, but we can't do that. That's not for us to do. Like, we're just not the kind of people. So we have to figure out how to still achieve this life, but still doing it inside of this little box. In order to break the box, you have to literally be able to tell your brain, hey, what you're telling me isn't true. So that means I'm going to post on social media without a filter. That means I'm going to go outside and I'm going to wear this bright pink coat. The things that I felt like were impossible, the things I felt like people like me, women like me don't do, literally do them. Find something that you can do. First and foremost, make a list. Make a list of things that you feel like for yourself are impossible. Be honest with yourself too. Some of those things on the list might feel embarrassing. They might feel like, dang, I can't do this. Be honest with yourself. This is for you. And then from that list, I want you to find out which of those things, 1 to 2 things, can you do in the next 24 to 48 hours. Do not write on there, oh, get on Forbes 30 under 30. Oh, build a business. Oh, get my body together. No, those are things that we can plan out. Those are things that can come in the future. What can the current you do to currently tell your brain, forget convincing your brain, tell your brain you're not right. Because your brain thinks, see, we can't do this, we can't do that. Until you start proving to your brain we can do it, it's always going to keep you inside of this box. And so to get out and see your potential to really change your identity and not just change your aesthetic, you literally have to start doing the impossible for yourself. Now, the final one is the hard truth that most people don't want to hear, but you need to make space for the person that you want to become. You need to make space for growth. So you are currently right here. And a lot of people are trying to figure out, how do I get higher? How do I get here? The reason why you have not grown yet is because it is very hard to grow and maintain at the same time. You are trying to maintain the life that you have now, where you live now, the car that you have now, but you're telling yourself, I want more, I want more, I want more, but I can't get there. You're telling yourself, I want to eat healthier, I want to work out more, I want to make more money, but you don't understand it's very hard doing that when you're already struggling where you are now. The reason why you're probably watching this video is because you want change, because you are not happy with your life, because in some way, some form, you feel like you're stuck and you're struggling. So how do you expect yourself to get out of that struggle by putting extra stuff on your plate? You need to downgrade your life. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but in order to get up here, you might have to start here and go down here. Let me tell y'all something. Look at me. Let's just be completely honest. I have braces. You probably have noticed this in recent videos. I moved back home. You've probably noticed this in recent videos because my background has been different. I even started going back to school. I did all of this at 25 years old. And though I'm not going to make it seem like, oh, 25 years old is so old, most people expected me to already have done these things by now. Like even people I know often ask me, why'd you get braces? Why do you have braces? Why does anybody get braces? To straighten their teeth. What they're really asking me is, why are you doing that at 25 years old? Why didn't you been do that? People asking me, oh, what made you move home after leaving for 8 years? You've been gone for so long. Well, it's not because I have $1 million inside of my bank account, because I'm trying to get my life together. I'm back in school. And these are things that are not things that I'm so happy about. Having braces, stressful. Moving back home, stressful. Being back in school, stressful. But I know this time next year, these braces are going to be off and I'm going to have straight teeth. I'm going to have already graduated from school because I'm just finishing up. I'm going to have hopefully moved out. Like there's things that I want to do, my higher version of myself. I want to recreate my identity, but I know the current woman that I am now, she couldn't do it. And so instead of trying to put all of this stuff on her, trying to have an apartment and paying all this money, trying to have this busy schedule, I'm like, you know what? I need to decrease my life. And the actor Jim Carrey once said, if you cannot decrease and or demote your life for 6 months, then you care way too much what people think about you. There's some people that need to move back home. There's some of y'all watching this that need to get an older car. Like there's some of y'all that need to go back to school. It's probably some of y'all that need to get braces. And the reason why you're not doing it, going back to the box that you put yourself in, I'm not the kind of person that does this kind of stuff. Or you're convincing yourself, I'm too old for this. When have we been too old to grow? When have you been too old to excel and get better? It's a lot of people not getting braces because they waiting on them veneers. Come on now. It's a lot of people not, upgrading their life and not starting that business because they paying too much money in rent and they can't grow and maintain at the same time. They can't pay their bills and invest in themselves at the same time. I took that hit. I said, you know what? I'm restarting. I'm willing to go down here because I know by this time next year or even possibly the year after, I'm going to be up here. But you have to be honest with yourself and tell yourself the hard truth that I'm willing to demote my life. I'm willing to lose some pieces of my identity because I had to realize that identity wasn't really me. Sometimes we build up this facade of ourselves and we maintain a facade for so long that we subconsciously become it, but we're not happy. You're not happy. And I'm not saying that that's okay, but the first thing that you have to do, which I said in this video, is figure out your identity, figure out and be honest with yourself. So many times we become even try to be politically correct with ourselves. Some people can say, I have a mean personality. I have a selfish personality. I need to work on these things. Be honest with yourself. You don't have to tell nobody this stuff. But you cannot rebrand your life. You cannot change your life until you figure out where are you starting from? What feeling do you want to get? What things do you have to do to literally tell your mind, I'm not the kind of woman you thought I was, and I can prove it to you by doing the impossible. And then what things do I need to demote in my life so it can give me a launching pad to go even higher? And when you're talking about changing your identity, look at some of the things that you're curious about. Like start going on dates with yourself and scheduling dates as if you expect somebody else to do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, a little impromptu is kind of cute, but like I want somebody to be like, hey, we're going out to eat 7 o'clock Friday. Do the same thing with yourself. You have all these things saved on social media. Start exploring some of those things. And while you're doing those things, allow yourself to be in the moment. Stop going on vacation and recording everything. Stop experiencing life and recording everything. Be in the moment because that can help you figure out what is the feeling that you're chasing. Oh, I want to experience this feeling again. I want to have this moment again. So many people don't realize you've lost out on those moments simply because you were on your phone, simply because sometimes even you don't record the moment after. I always tell people journaling is so good because it can help you remember what you were feeling during that time period. We remember certain, things here and there. Oh yeah, I went here, I went there. But to really truly remember something, that feeling that something gives to you. And that's why when things are traumatic to you or something really, really hurt you, how do you remember those things? With a feeling. I remember that thing made me cry. I remember that thing made me sad. You remember the feeling it gave to you. But so often we hold on to bad feelings. Allow yourself to remember something good. After you go to that pottery class that you done saved and said you don't go to, write about it. Did you like that thing? What feeling did it give to you? Where can you find that feeling somewhere else? You go to that Pilates class, write down that feeling. You post that content, you do that thing. You experience that life. Allow yourself to explore life. Commit to doing things. Give yourself a specific time, a specific day, and find a way to record the feelings and figure out what do you want. When you're wearing that outfit, literally ask yourself, am I confident in this? Everybody want to dress like this, dress like that. Does that even fit you? Yeah, that girl has a similar body type to you, but not the similar identity or personality. Maybe she's more comfortable in that than you. And that's okay. But until you commit to these things and explore these things, you will never know. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope I did give you some real advice and a real breakdown. This is actually a part of my December bootcamp series. So I'll link the playlist at the end of the video and also below. But I'm having a series. It comes out every Monday and every Sunday and every Wednesday on YouTube, where I'm literally helping you change your identity, figure out where you're starting from. A lot of this stuff for the next 30 days or so that are inside December. If you guys would like a worksheet for this video, I didn't make them for every video, but if you want one for this video, comment below worksheet and I'll send it to you. And if enough people comment below, I'll just put it inside the comment section. But please comment below, what identities do you want to change? And where are you starting from? I mean, if you're comfortable writing both, but definitely, I would say pick one or the other. Where are you starting from? Say current identity, and then what do you want to change? The change identity. Like I said, we're not talking about aesthetics. We're not talking about, categories. What specifically are you starting from, and where specifically do you want to go with specific components of your identity? So thank you guys so much. Like I said before, if you also would like to join the boot camp, please go below and you can join the boot camp like that. I also have a podcast. If you like the audio version that comes out on Tuesdays and Fridays, it's still these videos. It's just the audio version, and everything else that I have below. Please go below and see it. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please hype the video up. There's an option to press like hype or something like that. Please do that. And as always, comment anything. Fire emoji, unicorn emoji, anything helps. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. And tell me if you guys liked this video. I actually really enjoyed making it. I was very passionate in the video because y'all know how I am. But thank y'all and have a great one.